Hello, friends. Today we are doing a family portrait. Oh, fantastic. And family portrait is of the House of Matriarch. Now, I have done family portraits before and then regretted it because I went on to buy another perfume from one of the houses. The house in question was Mugler. I thought I had all of the perfumes I was ever going to get from Mugler, and then I got another one, which wasn't very clever, was it? So I have to be pretty sure I'd have done more of these videos if I wasn't so on the fence about buying more from the brand. But with this house, I reckon I'm pretty sorted. I'm not going to get any more. I got the sample set. Well, I got some samples. You can go on their website and build some samples, and that was with my last order. And I got 40% off. I really wouldn't buy any from the house unless you're going to get them half price, because the prices are mad. So if you wait until like Black Friday each year, you can get them with like 40% off, which is what I did with my last order. So that's where I think you get them. It is all natural, which is interesting because I haven't got another brand that's all natural. And I am going to take you through the ones that I have got. Excellent. So let's start with this one. This one is called Sakurai Noir. Can you read that? Why won't you just focus? I paid a lot of money for this camera. Not that it's a camera, it's a phone. Sakurai Noir. This is a... What kind of perfume is this? It's a bit aromatic. It's a fresh. It's a little bit fruity, woody. It's really nice. It's got a load of notes in it. I'm not going to go through all the notes in all of these because the video will drag on forever. So I'm just going to do a brief overview of each one, and we'll start with this one. I will spray them on a stick though, so if you give us 2 seconds, I will spray them on my stick. 2 sprays just to make sure. This one is Sakurai Noir. Now, fresh fur. I get like that green, woody, spicy sort of thing. Really nice top notes. I haven't worn this for ages. Something else I should say as well is I bought loads of partials of these, like second hand. If you've got a large collection, buying partials is like a really good idea. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. But this was really nice. Fruity, woody, spicy. Really nice. It's got oud in the base, so it must be like a natural oud. Fern, myrtle, cypress. Yeah, it's got all of that stuff going on. This is really nice. Sakurai Noir. Fresh, woody, aromatic. Really nice. Would I rebuy it? No. Next, we will move on to this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I'm not sure I'm going to get them all in the picture. You go over there. Sakurai Noir. All right, this one is called Orca. This is another one I bought a partial of. And the price of this has apparently doubled in the last couple of years. Now, that's not ideal, is it? So I imagine the person who I bought this off is not too chuffed with that. But there we are. This is... I remember this one being a big ambergris fragrance, but it's not like a fresh, salty, ozonic ambergris sort of fragrance. It is more of a amber. You know, I'll read the notes off this one because it's quite short. So it's spices, amber, benzoin, honey, precious woods. God, fucking precious woods. Koya Loban, no idea what that is. Big ambergris and labdanum. This is really nice. It's a warming amber. Little bit spicy, little bit fresh, little bit warm as well. Interesting how perfumes can do that, be fresh and warm at the same time, but this one manages it. It's really good. I'm going to spray some of this on my skin. So, the House of Matriarch is not IFRA compliant, if that's your thing. And I suppose it is my thing, really. And I consider how much vintage stuff I've got. Well, that's even nicer on skin. It's got a touch of sweetness as well. The honey comes out a bit. That's beautiful. I should really wear this more, shouldn't I? There's about half left in that, so maybe I'll go easy on it. But it's got a little bit of funk too from the ambergris and the labdanum. Labdanum always gives me like a furry sort of vibe. I need much hydration tonight. Next we have a perfume called Black No. 1. I think this used to be called Blackbird, but this one is called Black No. 1. So unless they've changed, well, I think they have changed the name. I don't know why, but they have. Yeah, Black No. 1, aka Blackbird, formerly known as Blackbird. This is a leather, I believe. I'll read the notes from this one as well because it's not too long. Leather, fur, pine, oud, cannabis, seaweed. She's used seaweed in a fragrance before, and I wasn't a huge fan of that either. So there's Black No. 1. That's a fresh leather fragrance. Aromatic. Very aromatic. Deep. A little bit green. A little bit woody. Sort of get the cannabis from it. It's a green sort of thing, like a funky green sort of smell rather than like cannabis bud, you know? You know how ganja's got that strange sweet spicy sort of vibe? It's got that. It's really nice. I don't reach for these as much as I should because they're up at like the top and the back of my fragrance cabinet. Excuse me. And they are... The other things catch me eye before I get round to them, put it like that. But they are nice. So, next one I am going to show you is called Sex Magic. And that is, if I remember, a woody sort of perfume, like a leathery vibe to it, you know? So, let's have a look. Sex Magic. Ooh, spray was a little bit like an old chair that needs oiling. I'll put that there. So that leather's a little bit more... It's got something purple about it. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's got violet in it. You can tell it's a little bit like Fahrenheit, that. But like natural, without the gasoline. But also with like a slight astringent. I mean, a very slight astringent. If the thought of like an astringent perfume puts you off, don't worry. This is really good, though. This is really good. Yeah, I like that. Smelling these now makes us think that I should really wear these more often. Leather, cedar, pine tree. I get the cedar and the pine. It's got that sort of IKEA wooden, unvarnished sort of vibe too. It's a good little fragrance, that, actually. Now, the next one is called Sacra Tabac Sucra. Sacra Tabac Sucra. Now, this is one of the more recent ones that I bought off my friend. And it is... I wasn't overly chuffed with it when I first bought it, but you can't get... like, you don't pay full price for these because they're just very overpriced. I'm sure they are... Oh, it's stained the strip. Can you see that? I don't think that you can you? It's because I've got the light on. But it's stained the strip like a peachy colour. That's very biscuity. That's like like digestive biscuits. It's got that biscuit sort of smell. I'll tell you the notes. It's molasses, tobacco, caramel, green apple, vanilla, red apple, and anise. Considering I told you I wasn't going to tell you the notes, I've told you most of the notes, haven't I, really? Get the molasses and the caramel. The green apple's there as well, but not very strong. I don't know how she's made a green apple note, because the green apple, you can't tincture them, so she must have built that from scratch. If these are supposed to be all natural. Molasses is coming out now, like that dark brown sugar sort of vibe, you know. These are really all like very, very interesting. But just the price is absolutely mental. It's crazy, you know. Anyway, next, second last, and this is my latest purchase from the house, and it is called, Beauty Wood. This is the sandalwood, cedarwood, generally woody fragrance. Lovely. She sent me a sample of this with the bottle of what I'm about to show you next. And I just decided that I had to have it. It's like a natural version of Tam Dao. It's really, really nice. It's got a slightly spicy, slightly woody top. Sandalwood, and it's huge, but like a woody, almost like, do you know what do you call them when you're like shaving, like wood shavings? You know, like very small bits of like wood, like the crumbs you get from like when you're chopping wood, like with a saw, you know. That's what this smells like. It's got Palo Santo rosewood, a little bit of oud, cedar. Lovely, resinous, absolutely beautiful. And last but not least is my favourite from the house, Cazimi. Cazimi is a huge rose fragrance, and I won't be spraying that from the bottle because I have a decant. This is the decant I've got, so I'll spray this instead. This is absolutely beautiful. This is probably the nicest rose I've smelled. And it is just like a pure rose oil. It's got loads of different kinds of roses in it. I will see if I can distinguish them all with the help of fragrant, I guess. So it's got rose oil, bourbon rose, and white ginger at the top. It's got rose oil, white rose, wild rose, and rose petals, plus red cedar in the mid. And then in the base, it's got exotic spices, opopanax, oud, oak moss, ambergris, hyrax. To me, this is just a massive rose. Got some of the petals thrown in there. Got a little bit from the ginger, a little bit from the spice. For me, the spice lingers at the top, not the base. The spice is, excuse me whilst I hydrate again. The spice is like it appears straight away on me. It doesn't come out through the base. It's very much present at the beginning. And this is beautiful, and it's so much nicer on the skin. It's got that dryness. It's got a dryness the same as the Orca. See, to me, on the Orca goes in very dry, and the Sacra Tabac Sucra also has a dryness, like a biscuity sort of dryness. I'll put some of that on my hand as well. The performance on this one is massive. It is huge. That's really nice. This is a really good masculine rose fragrance. If you want to smell, you can wear what you want. ladies, if you want to wear this, I would highly recommend it. I would love to smell it on you. But men, if you're scared by roses, this would be one to try. It's fresh, it's dewy, it's masculine, it's a little bit green, it's a little bit brown, it's got stem in there, it's got a little bit of spice at the top. It's not gourmand, but people would want to get close to you to smell you. Fells smells like a freshly rained on rose. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. And I'm glad I have it. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is my House of Matriarch family portrait. I shan't be buying any more. I might get a backup if I can get a... I'll be a member still this time next year. See how I'm feeling. I might get a backup of Kazemi, even though I've got 100ml, that should last forever, and this little decant. I might get a backup of Beauty Wood, but I won't be getting backups of any of the others. Too pricey for 50ml, certainly, even though they are all natural and they are pretty good. There's a slight aromatherapy vibe going on with the House of Matriarch. She is very good at what she does as a self-taught perfumer. I believe she is. But like I've said about Arige Ladore and other houses that like are self-taught perfumers, if you were to use those, if a classically taught French perfumer, it doesn't have to be French, but a classically trained perfumer was to get their hands on these ingredients, it would be a different thing altogether. But that's not to knock them, because they're a better perfumer than I'll ever be. So yes, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed this family portrait. I shall see you again soon. Goodbye.